हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So last time we were discussing on how it is important that we should be conscious about what we are doing, and we discussed how this different activities, like we were discussing about kusha grass, beads, akshamala, and other things. Why this mala we should rotate in a particular way, and why only these fingers. So he was seated on a straw mattresses, and why these mudras are important. What is jnana mudra? So we discussed it, and here also we see everything has certain energy in this creation, and we want to tap that energy, we have to do it in that particular way only. So why Brahma Muhurta? Because Brahma Muhurta, the time factor is there. So how the material Lord, he influences the material nature, Supreme Lord influencing the material nature is through time factor. The connection between the Supreme Lord and material nature is time factor. That's also called Shambhu. And the connection between material nature and living entity is called karma. So this is how we are connected. And we have to and our relation with the Supreme Lord is yoga or bhakti or love. Now, time factor has so many things. It has an energy. So we try to respect it. We respect Brahma Murta time. Similarly, everything has its a material nature is energy, Shakti. So they have particular Shakti, we respect it. So we use that energy to become closer to the Supreme Lord. So here also straw mattresses, and he is previously also he was having Akshamala and other things we have discussed. So so in this only it is said Akshamala is Rudraksha it is given, but any mala that is Akshamala. And the particular posture is sitting and left hand based in this is Virasana posture, Rudraksha and fingers in a particular mode. It has everything has a purpose behind it. And then all the sages headed by Indra offered the respectful obeisances unto Lord Shiva with folded hands. Lord Shiva was dressed in saffron garments and absorbed in trance, thus appearing to be foremost of all sages. So he is in this situation. And Prabhupada writes here, in this verse, the word Brahmananda is significant. The Brahmananda or Brahma Nirvana is explained by Prahlad Maharaj. When one is completely absorbed in Adokshaja, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the sense perception of materialistic persons, one is situated in Brahmananda. And it is impossible to conceive of the existence, name, form, it is impossible to conceive of the existence, name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of God because he is transcendentally situated beyond the conception of materialistic person, because materialistic cannot imagine or conceive of the Supreme Personality of God. They may think that God is dead, but factually is always existing in Sachidananda Vigraha, his eternal form. Constant meditation, concentration on the form of Lord is called Samadhi, ecstasy or trance. Samadhi means particularly concentrated attention. So one who has achieved the qualification of always meditating on the Supreme Personality of God is to be understood to be always in trance and enjoying Brahma Nirvana. So this is actually what here we need to achieve is Samadhi. Samadhi is dhyana avasthita tadgataena manasa pashyanti yam yoga. So they are also seeing the Supreme Lord. We are also serving the Supreme Lord. So our meditation is service. We are completely absorbed in service of Krishna. That is Samadhi for us. Samadhi means particularly concentrated attention. So one who has achieved the qualification of always meditating on the personality of Godhead is to be understood to be always in trance and enjoying Brahma Nirvana or Brahmananda. So we may not be able to sit and meditate on the Lord. Now it is not possible. But what is possible for us is we can be absorbed in the service of Lord. That is possible, right? Another significant word, yoga kaksham. Yoga Kaksha is a sitting posture in which the left thigh is fixed under its once tightly knotted saffron colored garments. Also, the word Manunam, Adhya are significant here because they means a philosopher or one who is thoughtful and can think very nicely. Such a man is called Manu. Lord Shiva is described in this verse as a chief of all thinkers. Lord Shiva, of course, does not engage in useless mental speculation, but as stated in the previous verses, he is always thoughtful regarding how to deliver the demons from their fallen condition of life. It is said that during the advent of Lord Chaitanya, Shadashiva appeared as Advaita Prabhu, and Advaita Prabhu's chief concern was to elevate the fallen conditioned souls to the platform of devotional service to Lord Krishna. So here, Sadashiva's expansion is here all the Lord Shiva whom we are discussing about, and he is also the he is directly Sadashiva is directly Advaitacharya. So Lord Shiva, in the form of Advaita, appealed to the Supreme Lord to appear as Lord Chaitanya to deliver these illusioned souls. So actually, Lord Chaitanya appeared on the request of Advaita, Lord Shiva, as a Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya. So this we have discussed. And then he says, Lord Shiva's lotus feet were worshipped by both demigods and demons, but still, in spite of his exalted position, as soon as he saw Lord Brahma was there among other demigods, he immediately stood up and offered him respects by bowing down and touching his feet, like as Vamandeva offered respects to Kashyap Muni. So even though Kashyap Muni is father of Vamandeva, but Vamandeva is Supreme Lord. So here also he did the same thing. So Krishna is touching the lotus feet of, is touching the feet of Yudhishthir Maharaj. So same thing. And all the sages who are sitting with Lord Shiva, such as Narada and others, also offered their respectful obeisances to Lord Brahma. After being so worshipped, Lord Brahma smiled, began to speak to Lord Shiva. So, and Prabhupada is writing here with Lord Brahma was smiling because he knew that Lord Shiva is not only easily satisfied but easily irritated as well. He was afraid that Lord Shiva might be angry in an angry mood because he has lost his wife and has been insulted by Daksha. In order to conceal his fear, he smiled. Now Brahma is offering praise. Brahma said, my dear Lord Shiva, I knew that, says that, I knew that you are controller of the entire material manifestation, the combination father and mother of the cosmic manifestation. See, please remember this one thing again. Very important point. Lord Shiva is the mother and father for this body. You are the control of entire cosmic manifestation in the form of what? He is the Upadana Karana. He is the combination father and mother of the cosmic manifestation. But for the living entities, Pitahamasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha, it is actually Lord Vishnu is the mother and father for all the souls, Mahavishnu. But here Sadashiva is mother and father for cosmic manifestation. And the Supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation as well, I know in that way. So we have to take this. Although Lord Brahma had received very respectful obeisances from Lord Shiva, he knew that Lord Shiva was in a more exalted position than himself. Lord Shiva's position is described in Brahma Samhita. There is no difference between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva in their original position. But still, Shiva is different. The example is given of milk and curd. So that is clear. But from here onwards, the verses literally change. My dear Lord, you create this cosmic manifestation, maintaining, annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as spider creates, maintains, and winds it up. In this verse, the word Shiva Shakti is significant. Shiva means auspicious and Shakti means energy. There are many types of energies of Supreme Lord and all of them are auspicious. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are called Gunavataras. the incarnation of material quality. So this is also very important about Lord Shiva to understand that Supreme Lord want to deal with mode of ignorance. So for that, he comes as form of Sadashiva who deals with material nature in ignorance. That's why he is inferior in qualities, but is not living it. So in the material world, we compare these different incarnations from different angles of vision. But since all of them are expansions of supreme auspicious, all of them are auspicious, although sometimes we consider one quality of nature to be higher than lower. The mode of ignorance, tamoguna, is considered very much lower than others, but in the higher sense, it is also auspicious. So why it is auspicious? The example is given that government has a criminal department because government has to maintain. So in order, an outsider may consider criminal department inauspicious, but for the government's point of view, it is important as the education department. So government finances both criminal this department. So the point here is we need to support Tamaguna also. Then who will do it? So Lord Shiva is doing. So it looks like something inferior department, but from the point of view of creation, this is a very important department, right? For our point of view, Tamoguna is not good. But for a creation point of view, it is actually very much needed. So that's the duty Lord Shiva is doing. It's a very special job. Nobody can do because if we enter into Tamoguna, we get affected by Tamoguna. But Lord Shiva never get affected by Tamoguna. So that's a speciality of Lord Shiva because he's beyond the moods. तमेव धर्मार्थदुगाभिपत्ये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके विशिताश्च सेतवो या ब्रह्मणाश्रद्धदते दृढव्रताः. My dear Lord, your Lordship has introduced the system of sacrifice to the agency of Daksha, and thus one may derive the benefit of religion's activities and economic development under your regulative principles. The instructions of the four Varnashram ashrams is respected. The Brahmanas therefore vow to follow this system very strictly. Actually, very, very important ones. Whole third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, no? This is actually one of the important principles Lord wanted to help us understand. Like he is helping living entities to be happy in this material world. That is a very important thing. Even though Lord told this Dukkhala Mishashvatam, but he has made arrangements for us to be happy also in this material world. And this is the arrangement of sacrifice. So Prabhupada writes, the Vedic system of Varnashrama is never to be neglected. These divisions are created by Supreme Lord himself to upkeep the keep of social and religious order in human society. So to upkeep this order, because that order helps us to live in harmony and be happy. The Brahmanas as the intellect class of men in society must vow to steadily respect this regulative principle. So the tendency in this age of Kali is to make a classless society. This started from French Revolution. If you have read in your history books, this is where all the problems started in the world. After the Black Ages, and the French Revolution started. That time I didn't study very nicely. We just read to get marks. We didn't understand how dangerous this was. We were reading French Revolution, Russian Revolution, American Revolution. You might have dark ages in your history books. But this tendency in the age of Kali started from French Revolution only. And actually, people are very proud of French Revolution, but that is actually a disaster in one way. Anyway, we'll not go into history class. But this tendency in Kali Yuga to make classless society and not observe the principles of Varnashrama is a manifestation of an impossible dream. Destruction of social and spiritual order will not bring fulfillment of the idea of classless society. One should strictly observe the principles of Varna and Ashrama for the satisfaction of Creator. You see, Varnashrama Acharvat Purushena Parapvam Vishnu Aradhyate Pumsa Nanyat Toshakara. It is for the pleasure of Lord. Why? This is they should act according to regulative principles of this institution and satisfy the Lord, just as different parts of the body are engaged in the service of the whole. So, as a part, all the four orders should serve the Supreme Lord. The whole is the Supreme Lord, Virata Rupa. And Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, respectively, mouth, arms, abdomen, legs of the universal form. So, as long as they are engaged in service of complete whole, their position is secure. Otherwise, they will fall down from their respective position and become degraded. So, whole society should consider them should be part of the Supreme Lord, and everybody should work on their department. Brahmanas as a mouth, Brahmanas as mouth, Kshatriyas as arms, Vaishyas as belly, and Shudras as the legs. So that's how they have to function together without envying, without quarreling and competing with each other. And then everybody will be happy. So that is a system Lord created. Now, classless society. Nobody knows what to do. Completely confused. And main problem what happens is people they don't have any aim in life. Even if they have some aim, that is all very, very temporary and very trivial aims of this world. So they take this as their aim of life and start working for it. Maybe I should have a big villa in what do you say, Beverly Hills. I want to have a mansion in Beverly Hills. So now that is the aim. Now, what is that aim? One fire, forest fire will come and your Beverly Hill house is burnt to ashes. Nothing remains. 10 million house in ashes in 10 minutes finish. That is actually what is happening. Array, what aim you are keeping and what did you achieve it? And this is how people are, I should be, I should have 1 million followers. But people don't take you seriously because what happens is as long as you entertain them, they keep you have a follower. That means you always have to serve them, please them somehow to keep them holding. It is very difficult because after some time you lose your talent, or you may not be able to perform, you may not be so beautiful, you may not have so much energy. So many factors are there. So difficult to hold on anybody. And it's all temporary. So what is the point in holding it? Big mansions, big followers. Even if you have small also, we'll get the same place. So the point here is because why this system is happening because you don't have any class. Classless society has this problem because the ego is not properly developed and all confusions. Anyway, we'll go further. It's a big discussion. Tam karmana mangala mangalanam ऋतुः स्वलोकं तनुषे स्वपरं वा मङ्गलानां च तमस्तस्तं श्रम उल्बनं विप्रव्येकेन तदेव कस्यचित्. He says that Brahma is saying, O most auspicious Lord, you have ordered the heavenly planets, the spiritual Vaikuntha planets, and the impersonal Brahman sphere as a representative destination of the performance of auspicious activities. Similarly, for others who are miscreants, you have destined different kinds of hell which are horrible and ghastly. Yet, sometimes it is found that their destruction has just the opposite. It is very difficult to ascertain the cause of this. Now, Prabhupada is writing. Prabhupada, he takes everything to the Supreme Lord. And Supreme Lord is called the Supreme Will. It is by the will of, it is by Supreme Will that everything is happening. So there is a famous saying in Hindi. मन का होगा अच्छा है नहीं होगा और भी अच्छा है. So if it happens according to your desire, it is good. If it does not happen according to your desire, it is much more good because it is happening according to desire of Supreme Lord. So, so that is the point. So here everything actually happens by the will that everything is happening. It is said therefore that not a blade of grass moves without the Supreme Will. Generally prescribed that performers of pious activities are promoted to higher planetary systems. Devotees are promoted to the Vaikunthas and impersonal to Brahman effulgence. So, but sometimes so happens that miscreant like Ajamila, they can also be promoted to Vaikuntha. Although Ajamila uttered this vibration, he intended to call his son Narayana, but still, Lord Narayana took it seriously and he promoted him to Vaikuntha. Now, similarly, Daksha was always engaged in pious activities for performing sacrifice. It simply because of creating a little misunderstanding with Lord Shiva, he was severely taken task. The conclusion, therefore, is that supreme will is ultimate judgment. No one can argue upon this. A very heavy point. See what the point is. Are Ajamila did whole life wrong thing. One time he chanted Narayana, you are taking him to Vaikunta. Daksha whole life he did everything good. One mistake you did and you are sending him to hell. So a pure devotee therefore submits in all circumstances to supreme will of the Lord, accepting it all auspicious. Tattenukampa susamikshamano Bunjanyevatmakatam vipakam hitvatmapurphir vidadam namaste jivateyo muktipade sadayava. The purport of this verse is that when a devotee is in a uh, calamitous condition, he takes it as a benediction of the Supreme Lord, takes responsibility for his past misdeeds. In such a condition, he offers still more devotional service and is not disturbed. One who lives in such a disposition of mind, engaged in devotional service, is most eligible candidate for promotion to the spiritual world. Such a devotee's claim for promotion to spiritual world is assured in all circumstances. So here the point is that Daksha, he was punished, not that he sent to hell. I mean, of course, it's hellish punishment only. You're getting a head of a goat. How, especially for a person like Daksha who is interested in begetting children, that means he's interested in women and sex life. For him to have a goat head, it's so difficult for him to enjoy. No woman will like to kiss him. It's like a big torture for him. So it's a hellish punishment. Why it is like that? Because Lord want to teach him. He is not envious of any living entity. He treats them as children. But he knows that Daksha is doing such a great affair. Jamila did not do any Vaishnava because he is not proud of it. He may be proud, but not so much. But Daksha is doing so much for the whole material creation. He is really assisting the Lord, Supreme Lord and Lord Brahma. But he has a very great pride, and because of which he got very severe punishment. न वै सतां त्वच्चरणार्पितात्मनां भूतेषु सर्वेषु अभीप्सितां तव भूतानि चात्मन्यपत्र दिदृक्षतां प्रायेण रोषो विभवत् यथा पशु. So, my dear Lord, devotees who have fully dedicated their lives upon your lotus feet certainly observe your presence as Paramatma in each and every being, and as such, they do not differentiate between one living being and another. Such persons treat all living entities equally. They never become overwhelmed by anger like animals who can see nothing without differentiation. So he says, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes angry or kills a demon, materially this may appear unfavorable, but spiritually it is blissful blessing upon him. So this is why, because Lord's punishment is also very auspicious for any living entity. Any contact with Lord, even positive or negative also. Positive is good. Even negative connection with the Supreme Lord is also auspicious because it will help him to get elevated. At least if directly Krishna, that is much more. Therefore, pure devotee do not make any distinction between Lord's anger and his blessings. They see both with reference to Lord's behavior with others and themselves. A devotee does not find fault with the behavior of Lord in any circumstance. So, it is actually helping Daksha only. His position is not taken away. Again, next life also he continues to be Daksha. He is the most expert person in the creation. Daksha means that's how the meaning comes. He's very expert. Of course, expert in begetting children. and other karma kanda sacrifices, and is the number one nice karma kanda person in this creation. But the point is, what is Lord is trying to help him also by punishing him and trying to make him bring senses. Of course, it is very difficult. You see, even to change one living entity is such a difficult task on his own. Even after giving so much punishment, we say na, after punishment, person will change. They don't change only. Manye kunjara saucho. That's actually what Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami. Prayashchittam ato katam. So what is the use of all this prayashchitta? Because the heart don't change only. Is Daksha is coming in contact with Supreme Lord, is coming in contact with Brahman, great personalities. Still his heart don't change only. So living entity is so stubborn. They don't want to change. So if it is such difficult for personalities like Daksha, we are nowhere near also. We don't have any hope on our own to change. And sometimes if we are means having problems with anarthas, then we should know it's such a big task. It's not so easy to get rid of anarthas so easily, even for great personages. I'm not telling we can justify based on that. What I'm telling is such a difficult. Of course, by mercy of Guru and Krishna, we can come out of it. They will help us. But you see, Brahma is in day in and out dealing with the personalities like Brahma, and there are other great sages. Still it didn't work for him because again he's born as Daksha and again commits offense to Narada Muni. So difficult to come out of it. So we may think if I stay with my Guru Maharaj every day, whole day, I be with him also. Then also we cannot come out of anarthas completely because we have to very seriously do sadhana, hearing Bhagavatam, chanting, and slowly, Krishna in the heart as Paramatma, he will help us. And of course, when we serve great personalities also, that is that is also going to tamo dwaram yoshitam. Sorry, in that shloka it is said that if you associate with great personalities, will be free. And but we have to associate properly. And now for us is for our association, we just have to take the instruction of Guru, chant and hear Bhagavatam, and 100% result is guaranteed. Pratagdiya karma drishodurashaya parodayena hritrajo nisham paranduruktairbitudatyana arutadas तन्मावधि दैववदाम्भवद्विदः. Persons who observe everything with differentiation, who are simply attached to fruitive activities, who are mean-minded, who are always pained to see the flourishing condition of others, and who thus give distress to them by uttering harsh and piercing words, have already been killed by providence. Thus, there is no need them to be killed again by an exalted personality like you. So these are the qualities of Daksha that are mentioned. See, when this discussion is happening, when some negative things are discussed by great personalities, they are trying to help us because we are not supposed to hear negative about others. But when these things are given by acharyas, they are not envious. When Brahma is speaking, he is not envious. So then we will also, when we hear, we understand, okay, this is for my benefit to help me come out of my lower nature. So all these qualities, it will be there in our mind also, who are mean-minded, attached to fruitive activities, and observe everything with differentiation, pain to see flourishing condition of others, give distress to other by harsh words and piercing words. And this tendencies we may not have grossly, but certainly they will be there in the deep because so many lifetimes we have been doing the same thing. Now, because of mercy of Prabhupada, we may not be having very grossly manifested. Slowly, slowly, the subtle things also will go away, eventually by mercy of Krishna. But if somebody is grossly manifesting, no, is already considered killed by providence. That is the point. We'll see what Prabhupada has very big purport for it. Persons who are materialistic and always engage in fruitive activities for material profit cannot endure seeing the flourishing life of others. Like yesterday, I was meeting one devotee. So he was telling that some of their relatives, that girl, she got a package of 1 crore rupees salary. She's working for Google. I think Apple. She's working for Apple. So now all the family members, when they heard it, they all became very depressed. Array, we are getting 8 lakh package per annum and she's getting 1 crore package per annum. So here I am not getting even 1 million and she's getting 100 million. So it's like that. Uh, no, 10 million, 1 million. So the point is like uh, there is envy that manifests in the heart. And because this is the main reason. Fruitive activities for material profit. So if we are having this fruitive mentality, then we'll be will be envious. Except for few persons in Krishna consciousness, entire world is full of such envious persons. Prabhupada is not giving it. He's telling entire world is like that, who are perpetually full of anxieties because they're attached to the material body and are without self-realization. Since their hearts are always filled with anxiety, it is understood that they have already been killed by providence. Thus, Lord Shiva, as a self-realized Vaishnava, was advised not to kill Daksha. A Vaishnava is described as Paradukha Dukhi because although he is never distressed in any condition of life, he is distressed to see others in distress conditions. The Vaishnava therefore should not try to kill by any action of the mind or action of the body or mind, but should try to revive the Krishna consciousness of this out of compassion for them. So this is a very important point. Is we cannot destroy people. We should only try to change their heart. That's what when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to kill Jagai and Madai, Nityananda said, "My dear Lord, if you start killing, you have to kill all the population of this world. Better is will change the heart." Krishna conscious movement has been started to deliver the envious persons of the world from the clutches of Maya. Means if we are not Krishna conscious, now we would have also ended like this only. Even though devotees are sometimes put into trouble, they push on Krishna conscious movement in all tolerance. Lord Chaitanya advised, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarori Pisahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada. One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of Lord constantly. So, what is the proof that we have following this verse or not? If whole day, all the time, we are getting the holy name from our mouth, then we can say yes, I am following this verse. If we are not able to chant the holy name whole day, then we are not yet come to the standard. That's the proof. A Vaishnava should follow the example of such Vaishnavas, Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, and also Jesus Christ. There is no need to kill anyone who are already being killed. But it should be noted here with that a Vaishnava should not tolerate the blasphemy of Vishnu or Vaishnavas, although he should tolerate personal insults on him to himself. So that is the point. So we are discussing Nityanand Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and Jesus Christ. Yasmin yada pushkaranabhamaya दुरत्यया स्पृष्टधिया पृथग्दृशः कुर्वन्ति तत्र यः अनुकम्पया कृपां न साधवो दैव बलाकृते क्रमम्. My dear Lord, if in some places materialistics who are already bewildered by insurmountable illusionary energy of Supreme Lord sometimes commits offenses, a saintly person with compassion does not take this seriously. Knowing that they commit offenses because they are overpowered by illusion energies does not show his powers to counteract them. Actually, very deep points. See, previous shloka also, it is very clearly said we should not rejoice also if somebody is killed and somebody is uh, destroyed, because that is not good for our state of consciousness. We should always feel maybe there was a chance he could have become a devotee. And because he didn't get right association, he ended up becoming a villain. And this is actually applicable for everyone. We are somehow fortunate enough, we are ended up in nice association and we are here. It's just a matter of association, how you develop. Uh, Only some special cases like lotus flower is even in if it is in a muddy pond of water, also the lotus flower can grow. But there are exceptions. But most of the people, we are because of our association. Somehow in the childhood, our parents they gave some good sanskaras or whatever. We are able to practice some Krishna consciousness. So we should always know this very clearly that all these people, the bad people whom we are seeing in this world, are because of the association. So we should feel that maybe if they get good association, they may change. So that's how we should feel about them instead of criticizing, condemning. And nowadays, this uh, hate is so much amongst the religious movements. They hate each other. We try to protect ourselves, but we should not hate. If somebody is trying to exploit us or trying to do something, we protect ourselves, but we should not hate them. That is a very important thing. It is said the beauty of tapasvi or saintly person is forgiveness. You see, this is actually how we should be. There are many instances in the spiritual history of the world in which many saintly persons, although unnecessarily harassed, did not take action, although they could have done so. Parikshit Maharaj, for example, was unnecessarily cursed by a Brahmana boy, and this was very much regretted by boy's father. But Parikshit Maharaj accepted the curse, agreed to die within a week, as the Brahmana boy desired. Parikshit Maharaj was the emperor and was full in power, both spiritually and materially. But out of compassion and out of respect for the Brahmana community, he did not counteract the action of the Brahmana boy, but agreed to die within 7 days. Now, interestingly, Parikshit Maharaj could have thought, oh, so much responsibility is there. I have to take care of all these citizens, so many subjects, and I have all these things. And along with that, he's also keeping the Kali in bay. So he may also think, oh, because of me, Kali is not able to enter. So such a great responsibility I am doing, right? Then why I should die in 7 days? I can counteract the curse of this Brahmana. I can live longer so that I can protect a huge number of living entities from the effects of Kali. Now, why did Parikshit did not do like that? Very important reason is he is going according to the will of Lord. Simple. So we are telling na मन का हुआ तो अच्छा हुआ नहीं हुआ तो और अच्छा right. If it happens according to your will, it's good. If it does not, you should know, okay, Parikshit ma understood. Lord wants it, I am okay. And another thing, Parikshit Maharaj also clearly knew whatever I am doing for the society, for the people in around, and all the subjects and all, it is actually Lord only is empowering me to do. And now he's telling you come back, I'll come back. So there is no false ego there that I am the doer and I am creating. He is always conscious that it is done by the Lord. He is making me an instrument. Now you want to change the instrument. So what should I do? I cooperate. So he's saying, okay, fine for me. I'll not offend, means I'll not counter curse or I'll not try to retaliate. He is very clearly accepting the reality that Lord is helping me to do, and he is want me to do something else. So instead of that, and Parikshit Maharaj was yeah, and because it was desired by Krishna that Parikshit Maharaj agreed to the punishment so that the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam would thus be revealed to the world. Parikshit Maharaj was advised not to take action. A Vaishnava is personally tolerant for the benefit of others. When he does not show his powers, this does not mean that he is lacking in strength. Rather, it indicates that he is tolerant for the welfare of entire human society. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, comments? Hare Krishna. Rintra Srimad